Indeed, thank you very much, and a good evening to you, Michael and Catherine, back in Nairobi. Here in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, the 21st African Union Summit continues with a flurry of activities today and the subsequent days, that is tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, when the summit will officially close. And the highlight is the 50th year celebration since the formation of the then Organization of African Union, OAU, that was later renamed the African Union as it is known today. And of course, the Kenyan agenda is ranked high, and President Uhuru Kenyatta has just landed at the Bola International Airport a short while ago, accompanied by, among others, Senators Gideon Moi and members of Parliament, Dr. Naomi Shaban and Nyukabi Gedesha, who is the county women representative, Kiambu County. And of course, the whole question of the International Criminal Court has been featuring here since the summit kicked off a few days ago. And yesterday, Uganda moved a motion during the Council of Ministers summit that the African Union clarifies its position on the ICC issue. And of course, that motion was supported by South Sudan. And the Kenyan Cabinet Minister in charge of Foreign Affairs, Amina Mohamed, confirming that indeed the ICC issue came up, though it was not a Kenyan issue per se, but the position that was submitted, or the question or the proposal that was made by Uganda, is an East African position. And so they will continue deliberating on that matter in the course of tonight and submit a report during the African Heads of State Summit tomorrow and the day after. And we got an opportunity to speak to her, and this is what she had to say about the whole question of the ICC.
ICC has been before the AU. This is not the first time it's coming up. There's always a report that is prepared on the ICC, its relationship with Africa, status of cases that are before it that touch on the continent or on Africans. And basically that's what it's about. We haven't had a discussion yet. We're going to have that discussion today. After that discussion, I would have no problems at all having a session with you to actually tell you what the outcome of the discussions have been.
The ICC matter also featured during the 20th African Union Summit held last year. And so according to Ambassador Amina Mohamed, it is a continuing process, and Kenyans should not read too much into the ICC issue.
It's not intended to dramatically change anything. You know, the stories that have been out there about anybody getting out of the statute is wrong. We are a state party. We believe in the values that are contained in the statute.
Well, other than the ICC issue, Michael and Catherine, the whole question of the stabilization of our neighbor Somalia is also ranked top on the AU summit's agenda. And Kenya has come here with a position that it wants a specific timeline set for the repatriation of the over 1 million refugees residing in Kenya. The Kenyan government, led by President Uhuru Kenyatta, has been meeting various African leaders to lobby them to support the Somalia factor issue, and they are insisting that Kenya has been bearing the burden of supporting the Somali refugees. And of course, remember, over 5,000 members of the Kenya Defense Forces have been deployed to Somalia. So the Kenyan government is insisting that it has been bearing not only a social burden but also an economic burden, and wants the whole question of stabilizing Somalia and repatriation of the refugees done within specific timelines and resources supplied to aid this process. And of course, Mike and Catherine, the Kenyan government also wants the African nations to lead this agenda of stabilizing Somalia, and insisting that the sudden interest by the Western nations is suspect, and they should allow the region and the continent in general to spearhead the process of rehabilitating and bringing peace in Somalia, or else it will be deemed as if all they are interested in is the resources that have been discovered in Somalia, that is oil and gas. So that's all for now, Catherine and Michael. We will keep our viewers updated on exactly what will be happening here during the 21st African Union Summit, and indeed, Africa at 50. Back to you, Nairobi.